Okay, so then we just continue. For a baby hat, you want to do 15 more regular rows, starting with right here and wrapping. Maybe this is a good way. Back, behind, and front. Okay, so you got your little, this is going to be our brim. We are actually going to cut our working yarn. And just give it like, I don't know, 6 inches, something like that. Okay, now, let's sit there for a second. We're actually going to get about 2 feet of the same yarn. Cut it. Thread your yarn. Have our hat. Okay. Here's all of our little last row. And we're going to cinch this up into a hat. So, what we do is keep this hanging down and just out of the way. We're going to start with the very first peg. There's a little groove in these things. You're going to run the needle up. Okay? And you're going to pull it, but not all the way through. Once it's safe on this yarn, you're going to actually take it off the loom. Basically, you're going to come up each peg from bottom to top and then take it off. So here's the next one. Put the needle under. See, pull it up, pull the yarn through, and now it's safe to take it off the loom. You definitely want to be careful not to, I mean, this is the tail yarn, but this is the starting yarn that you're going to cinch with, so definitely don't pull so much that it goes through here, because then you'll lose the cinching power of the yarn. Okay. Here's the last one. Take it off. Everything's going to come off the loom. So now you've got to figure out which, obviously the one with the needle on it is one side that you're going to cinch. And the other one, this is the tail, so this is the other side you're going to cinch right here. And the best thing to do with this is turn the whole thing inside out. Right now this is the front part of the hat, so we want to make all the knots on the inside of the hat. So grab this with your hand, pull everything through and turn it inside out for a second. Okay. Make sure all the strings come with you. Here's the magic fun part. You're going to very gently pull together and you will see it make a little hat. And you want to tie it like this. Like you're going to tie your shoe. Do one cross and then you actually tuck the tail under again and make 2 X's. That makes a stronger knot. And you pull pretty tight. And since this is the inside of the hat, they won't see the knot. You can just do a couple ties like that. And then the best thing to do is to tie the 2 cinched yarns with the tail and tie those a couple times just to secure it. And one more tie just for good measure. And then you want to cut, leave a little bit. Okay. You flip the whole thing inside out and you have just made your baby hat. Now I must say that this is for a preemie size baby. The blue ones do doll hats, about the American Girl size hats, and the red ones are for children. So this is not for a baby, this would squish their head. This is for a preemie baby or a doll. And I'll show you how to make a pom-pom for a little extra oomph. Okay. Basically I cut about a 2-foot string first and laid it out flat. If it'll go. I laid it out flat. Stay. Okay. With the yarn you have, and I usually gauge it by how fat I want the pom-pom. Obviously this is a tiny hat, so I want a tiny pom-pom, maybe 3 fingers together. And I start with this down right at the edge, and I loosely wrap about, well, for a little pom-pom like this, maybe 40 times. So you get a lot of yarn going on here. Stay there. And I have not been counting. I'm going to guess this is about 20. So you get a big puff of yarn right in there, okay? And you want to cut this one off so it's the same length as the rest in the back. Okay. Now this is where it comes in helpful if you have a significant other or child. You want to be able to tie these two. You want to loop the string right in the center. So if you have somebody to help you, then I would tie this a couple times tightly on the back and a couple times on the front till you get almost like a bow tie. But since no one is here, I shall try it by myself. What I like to do is I just gently lay it down on, and then you do that. You make an X, and then you do a second tail under, so it's like a double, and then you're gonna cinch it, try to keep it in the center, otherwise you'll have a lopsided pom-pom. Okay, and do it a couple times tight so it stays, and I actually flip it over and try to tie it on the back side as well, just so that it stays. Let me do that again. Okay, so now you've got this like a bow tie almost, it's kind of a ball, and you've got the tail hanging out, which you want to keep. And then you take your scissors and you go under some of the loops and make a cut. And you'll see some below. You just keep finding them until you cut all the ones you can find on this side. You kind of just run your scissors down, pull up, and you'll find some loops. So there we got that. Flip it over to the other side, keep your tail out of the way so you don't cut it. Find some more. I kind of pull up a little bit to make sure I am getting the whole loop. There's two right here. You can kind of dig around and see if you've missed any. Okay, so now you've got this very ugly, not even thing. But what you want to do now is kind of pull it into a rounder shape. Okay, so it's still very gnarly, but sort of getting there. And this is the fun part. This is sort of like a bonsai tree, but you take your, this is better to do over a garbage can, but I'm going to do it right here. You just start trimming up the edges so the ball starts looking actually round. Okay, so now what you're going to do, here's your hat the right way, and you want to attach this down in, but you want the knots to be on the inside. You want to try to pinch your yarn real tight to try and get it through, feed it both through the needle. And this is what you're going to use to attach it to your hat. We've already turned it, this is inside out, you can see our tails from before. But start with it right side out, and you want to just drive this through the center of the hat. Okay, so over here is the pom-pom, but we're going to attach it to the bottom of the hat. So this is just a couple of stitches in here and knots to secure the pom-pom to the top of the hat. Just want to pull tight. You just kind of go at a couple different angles till it's secure in a couple of areas. And usually at the very end I like to run the needle through the loop to make a final knot. And that way the pom-pom won't come off. Then you just trim again, leave a little bit of space there, and flip it back inside out, and now you have an adorable preemie hat.